now into the law, knowing as they are spoken, so they are done. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Lee, for that beautiful prayer this morning. I appreciate you being with us.
Thank you.
And I will see you shortly after this presentation for our interactive business networking.
Awesome. Thank you very much. We'll see you in a bit.
Okay. Thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Anthony Pritchard, and I'll be moderating this broadcast this morning. I am the meeting planner here at BHS, so I'm behind the scenes pulling the strings, and helping to deliver a high quality broadcast for your enjoyment. BHS is one of Denver's longest running business networking groups, and we take pride in inviting some of the best presenters from all around the world now to deliver personal and professional development through these inspirational presentations. And our mission is to empower business professionals to be successful through education, connection, and spiritual principles. Today, our guest is Jayne Sanders. She is a master scientific hand analyst with 3 coaching certifications: Purpose, Law of Attraction, and Spiritual Life Coach. She's been featured in a Forbes article about her work. Jayne Sanders helps leaders, business owners, and teams love their lives and their work. Using scientific hand analysis, her proprietary coaching process, she reveals your purpose, special gifts, and blind spots, then guides you into the inspired meaning, passion, and fulfillment you can crave in your work. Corporate and team benefits are numerous as well. When not doing her purpose work, Jayne can be found out on the trail riding her beautiful Arabian Appaloosa horse, Darby, or eating dark chocolate. And sometimes both at the same time. Please help me give a very warm welcome to Jayne Sanders.
Thank you, Anthony. I'm so excited to be here. I know, even though I can't see everybody, that I know some people that are out there. So welcome.
Yeah.
And good to not see you.
All right.
You can see me.
I'll let you take it away. We'll see you after for the networking.
That sounds great. Yeah, so guys, Anthony's going to help me. I really want to, any questions come up, just put them in chat. And Anthony's going to keep an eye on that for me. And I'm going to be asking for some interaction as well. And just hope that you'll participate just with a word here and there. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and pull up my slides so you don't have to just stare at my face the whole time. Some more interesting things than that. So one of the big reasons, actually the big reason, the most important reason that people seek out scientific hand analysis is because it's revelation of your innate purpose. So this is one of the interactive parts. I want to know just 1 or 2 words. What's it feel like when you're not in alignment with your purpose? What's it feel like to be off track or off purpose? Just anybody, any little words. Anthony, do you see anything popping up in chat?
Let's give them a few minutes to see what their responses are here.
And there's no wrong answers, obviously.
Somebody said yucky.
Yes, that's one of my favorite words. I love it.
I think that's Rachel Cole. Oh, Allison says lost.
Yep, good.
This person who's not disclosing their identity says lonely.
Lonely, they're being shy.
Mm-hmm. And Kevin Lockwood says envoy peace. No, draining. Oh, sorry, that's
draining.
His name. His name is Envoy Peace. He says draining. Unmotivated, says another unidentified Facebook user.
Yeah, good. So all those are on purpose for being off purpose. if you don't mind the little pun there. So thank you for participating in that. And then obviously then the opposites is what it feels like to be on purpose. More consistent and deeper joy and fulfillment, meaning in your life, success on your terms, clarity, confidence, being able to take forward action in a clear direction that is appropriate and correct for you to be making the difference that you're meant to make. And in a company environment, higher engagement and morale and productivity, which leads to higher retention. So a lot of good stuff when you're on purpose. One of the biggest questions I get, one of the most frequent questions I get is, how did you get involved in scientific hand analysis, especially if they know my background, which you can see here is corporate with an MBA. I was bored. I had 3 prior careers, but every time after a few years, something felt missing. I felt that off track, the lost, the bored, just things didn't feel right. But I didn't know what to do. I did work with a career coach and it didn't quite work for me. I read all the books, filled out all the forms, but it just wasn't helpful for me. Maybe I'm dense, I don't know. So I just kept doing what I was doing in my last career, which is a professional speaker, and that lasted 20 years and I was very successful. But again, after, 15 years, I hit that same wall of yucky. But I didn't know what to do, so I kept doing it. And as my heart pulled away from the business, so did the revenue. I didn't know what else to do, kept doing it, and was just in this downward spiral and got one of those proverbial wake-up calls, a cosmic 2 before. I know that some of you know what that feels like. Both of my parents died within 3 months of each other. And ouch, what a wake-up call that was. And it really told me, hey, life is too short. I need to figure this out and quit farting around. So I stopped marketing my speaking business, what was left of it, and I started Googling, how do I find my life purpose? And I went down a few tracks, for a few months that didn't quite go anywhere, and then eventually ran across a headline for a teleseminar, and it read, Discover Your Innate Life Purpose. I was like, oh my God. So I clicked on that, and the first words I saw were hand analysis. I was so disappointed. I knew that would be fun, but I was serious. I really wanted my purpose. And then I saw the word scientific. And that one word helped appease my anal MBA skepticism. So I listened to the teleseminar. It made sense. It was pretty credible. I really wanted my purpose. So I got a scientific hand analysis done. And holy moly, changed my life. I didn't know immediately that I wanted to do the work, but I went from just full of questions to excitement, and I was inspired and on fire. And I knew if I took action on the information, I would find my way. And that's exactly what happened. And after a few months, got to the right group, the right people. Doors just kept opening, clarity kept coming. And I realized, oh my God, if I was so inspired and on fire before I even knew what my purpose looked like, that's how I want to help people feel. So I started studying this and studied it for 5 straight years. I'm a level 4, which is, I'm teaching it now. That's the highest level there is. I'm a master, which is the sheer number of hand analysis that I've performed. So I've found my thing, and I have that deeper joy and fulfillment that everybody wants. And that's why I'm so committed to help others feel that way. So scientific hand analysis, first of all, the science behind it. And again, any questions, just pop them into chat. So it was developed, the system, over a 40-year period, analyzing over 30,000 hands. So that's more subjects than any FDA-approved drug out there. As Anthony mentioned in my introduction, it has been featured in Forbes. And I also was on the list, a show on ABC a few months ago. It's very, very credible. The database was developed by a gentleman named Richard Unger, and he wrote a book about it, about a lot of the aspects. It's not complete, or it would be like this thick. And the book is called Life Prints. And a neurosurgeon wrote the foreword to that book. A neurosurgeon. He's since retired, but he was at Stanford and was using scientific hand analysis with his patients. So it is science. The lines in your hands actually mimic the neural pathways in your brain. It's like a blueprint. And I tell everybody, you know, the easiest and most joyful way through life is by living your blueprint. And relevant to spirituality and even religion, you know, if you want to look at it in the conservative way, God made us. Who do you think put that blueprint in our hands to help us make the difference we're meant to make in the world in ways that make us happy and light us up and fulfill us while we're helping others at the same time? So pretty cool. Here's what people learn with the hand analysis. Your purpose, how you're meant to make a difference in the world. Not a job description, that would be cuckoo, but a very deep and comprehensive, specific description of the concept behind your ideal work. So everybody has options of work that's in alignment with their purpose. And by the way, purpose work always evolves. That's why since I got my hand analysis certification, I've gotten 3 coaching certifications. You're just called to get even deeper and deeper and deeper in alignment with your purpose. You also learn your innate gifts, your special gifts and talents that help you fulfill your purpose and make the difference that you're meant to make. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. I mean, it's wild. A lot of the words that people use are jaw-dropping and eye-opening. Freaky, that's what people say a lot, is freaky accurate. You also learn your blind spots. They're not so blind, really, if you're self-aware. But what sometimes we're blind to is how comprehensively they're impacting our lives. And by taking action on them, which is what I did to find my way to doing scientific hand analysis, was take action on my tripping points. It's life-changing. So the 3 biggies are purpose, gifts, and blind spots. And then pretty much everything about who you are and why you're here. Those who seem to benefit the most are people who are, like I was, unhappy or bored at work. They've lost passion in their life or in their work. Some people are retiring soon and they want to make sure they leave the legacy that they're meant to make. Others are just very deeply committed to their growth and development. Some think they might be on purpose, but aren't certain, so they want that validation that they're on track. And by the way, that's a big word that I get as well, is validation, because it gives people permission and confidence to really go for it. Man, some of the results that I've seen are just over the moon. Maybe people love their work, but they're not making the money that they want to make. So through the identifying the tripping points and the blind spots, I can help people take action and change that. Some are just curious about what's in their hands, and then leaders too, who are really committed to being authentic and more effective role models. So, you know, it helps you make the difference you're meant to make. Gives you that peace of mind and confidence and clarity, the confirmation and deep validation, and get you unstuck and on track. Any questions yet, Anthony?
Nope.
Nope.
I just gave everybody your workshop handout, though.
Handout, okay. This has a piece of the handout. So I want to tell you some of the basics of hand analysis. And now this is, if I speak live, this is when everybody looks at their hands. So I'm always looking at the tops of everybody's head. So first of all, fingerprints, big aspect. They're formed when you're still in the womb, and they never change throughout your life. Obviously, or the FBI would be in deep doo-doo, right? So there are 4 kind of categories of fingerprints, and you can see them here: loop, whorl, arch, and tinted arch. And and there's different types of prints within each of the categories as well, but we get a lot of information from fingerprints. That's where the core of your purpose comes from, of the biggest blind spot, which we call the life lesson, which is, boy, that is so important to know that and take action on that. Some other information as well comes from fingerprints. So generally, everything in your hands means something. Everything, not only the fingerprints, but the lines in your hands, both the big ones and the little ones, the length of your fingers, the set of your fingers on the palm, the shape of your hand, and all that can change, by the way. Everything but your fingerprints can change. So, because if the lines and everything else mimics the neural pathways in your brain, over time, if you're changing the way you think or your behaviors, it can change what's in your hands. Doesn't always, but it certainly can. Here's an important aspect too. Every marking in the hands has both a master path and a student path. So master path feels good. The more master paths you're on, the easier it is to live in alignment with purpose. And that's how we get that joy and fulfillment that everybody wants. Student paths don't feel so good. Those are all the yuckies, feeling bored, stuck, overwhelmed, confused, frustrated, procrastinating, angry, sad, depressed, relationship challenges, money stuff, career confusion. Those student paths cause all those, or sometimes student paths show up in those ways. Now, here's the kicker. Nobody can be on the master path of any marking 100% of the time. Bummer, but hey, we're human, right? We're works in progress. So it's so helpful to know what the master paths look like, so you know what to strive for. And it's very helpful to know what the student, did I say that right? It's very helpful to know what the master paths look like, so you know what to strive for. And also what the student paths look like, so you know where to take action, which can really impact everything in a positive way. There are no predictions with scientific hand analysis, no fortune telling. It's who you are, why you're here, where to take action. That's one of the things I love about it, is that it's actionable. Another very important piece is gift markings that I'm going to go into in more depth in a moment. So a little bit more the basics. The longer the line, so usually, not always, people have three basic major lines in their hands. And the longer the line, or the bigger the area of the hand, the more time and energy that person spends in whatever that line or area represent. The more curve in the line, the more emotion that person expresses than a straight line. And that person then is more analytical and logical. The work is done remotely using handprints. I don't know about other hand analysts. I have clients all over the world because I use Zoom and have long before most people heard of Zoom. And I send kits out where people just take their prints and send them back to me, and then we get on Zoom. And plus I can see a lot of detail like you can on that handout. So let's talk about heart lines. So the heart line, I'm going to use my hand as an example, starts underneath the pinky and goes across horizontally. And you can see the 4 examples down at the bottom. The heart line is your relationship style, how you communicate in relationship, how you express love and affection, how you want love and affection expressed to you. And you can see the 4 basic types: hermit, romantic idealist, big heart, and passionate. Many people are a combination of 2, sometimes 3. So a big heart looks like this. Starts under the pinky and sweeps all the way up to or just inside the index finger. And I know there's some big hearts on this call because big hearts is one of the more common ones. And big hearts are just that. They have a big heart. They want to help. They're all about love and connection. They can express love and affection any way they want. A hermit, and there's 2 kinds of hermits. There's the straight line hermit, and then there's a social hermit that has more emotion than a regular hermit. And people go, ew, I don't want to be a hermit. I love my hermit. I'm like half hermit, half big heart. And hermit is somebody who keeps their deepest feelings close in. Very loyal. Well, they keep them close in until they trust, but they're very loyal. Their alone time is required for them to be the best they can be. They need freedom of all kinds. Hermits do not want to be possessed or controlled in any way. Master path, they have high integrity, high reliability. Their favorite way of communicating love and affection is acts of service, doing things.
Jayne, we have a couple questions here.
Yeah.
Does the left hand or the right hand make a difference? And then Sheila says, I'm curious to know which hand is dominant because mine are quite different.
So I think this answer is going to answer both questions, and excellent questions. So I have to look at both hands, otherwise I'd only be seeing half of you. Generally, right hand, if you're right-handed, is what the world sees. It's what you're showing outside. It's business. It's outer stuff. And left hand is inner, personal, close-knit, family, community information. So the one that's dominant is whichever is your dominant hand, right or left. But they both are equal in terms of importance. It's just one gives information about one aspect and the other about more internal stuff. And this guy was so anal and detailed with his database that the database already works all that into the information. So I hope that made sense, and I hope that helped.
Well, I just wanted to give you your 5-minute warning as well.
Yes, I see it. Thank you. And then a passionate is just that, a lot of passion, a lot of lust and enthusiasm for life, a lot of fun to be around. Can be a little dramatic, which is part of what makes them fun. Passionate, want what they want, and they want it now, and they figure out how to get it. And then a romantic idealist is in their head a lot about their emotions and relationships, which makes them very considerate. But that's one of the challenges, is that they're in their head a lot and they don't let themselves feel their emotions. But they make really nice partners. All of them do in different ways. So I mentioned gift markings. Those are indications of extra potential talent in different areas. And they're important to know about for 3 reasons. 1, they're unusual. Anything unusual makes it important. 2, they help explain the gifts you have to help you fulfill your purpose. And 3, they're important because they have those pesky student paths too. And remember, nobody can be on the master path 100% of the time. So these are some of the examples of gift markings. There are different types of line formation. So I'm hoping you can see my cursor here. They can be 6-pointed stars, but not every 6-pointed star is a gift marking. It depends on where it is. And they can be just a series of short lines, like I'm pointing out here underneath the pinky finger. And there's going to be some of those in the participants as well. That is the most common, does not mean it's any less important. And it can be this kind of a curved line down in the outer form. So they're all line formations of some kind. There's 18 possible gift markings. And notice too, can you see this fingerprint here in the lower, outer lower corner? So a lot of people, there's one up here too, I would say 75% of my clients have fingerprints in their palms, and everything means something. So it's always kind of fun to explore those. And I think that I've gone fast enough. Any other questions come through?
No, but that's really what our interactive networking portion is for.
Great.
And you're going to be one of our moderators in that group. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the link for our Zoom meeting so that anybody that's watching can join us. And I'll just paste it right here in the comments.
Are you going to stop my slides as well, or do you want me to stop sharing?
Oh yeah, I can remove those.
Okay. Anyway, so I hope that was interesting for everybody. I know it was fast, but sort of a crash course on the basics of scientific hand analysis.
Yeah, I love learning about this stuff. And you're right, it's freaky accurate.
Yeah, kind of freaky.
And you've got volumes of information.
Right? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We just scratched the surface.
Just
Love it. Okay. Well, thanks, Jayne. You have the link to our meeting?
All I see is my slide still. So I'm going to, I'll get there. I'll stop share and go to my email and grab it.
All right. Well, then we stopped a couple minutes early, which gives us more time to do the interactive component, which is what our viewers say they value the most anyways. So if this is your first time, I invite you to join us. It's not scary. We're not going to invite you down into the basement and ask you to sign any scary documents or anything. We just had to find a way to integrate that interactive component into the virtual world, and this is the best way to do it. So that's what we're doing right now. And we'll be done about 9 o'clock or 9:05 so that you can get on with the rest of your day. Thanks for joining us. I love drinking my coffee and attending VHS every first and third Thursday. So I'll say goodbye to Jayne, and then I'll just tell you about the next event we've got coming up on October 4th, and then say sayonara, suckers, because I want to go join the internet, networking as well. All right, Jayne, we'll see you over there. She was a great presenter. Next, in 2 weeks, our next presenter is me, actually. Short educational videos. So I will be your moderator and your host. And if you've got any needs to communicate your brand, your business on a bigger scale, I invite you to join us. I've really tried to simplify video the best I can. So I've done all the research for you. I'm going to share a bunch of free apps that help you make videos a lot more easily. And my big trick is to post the video on YouTube so that it shows up on Google for your most valuable keyword. People always love that part too. And if people can't find you on Google, you simply don't exist. So it's a great investment of your time to learn more about how you can serve the supply and the demand that's out there. People are looking for you, and if they can't find you, then they're going to your competition, and your competition can't do what you do. Only you can do that. So I invite you to join us here on the Zoom meeting. This link is in the comments below. If you can't see the comments for some reason, just write down this number, 464-679369. Go to zoom.us and type that number in, and you'll be able to join us. So thanks again, and I will see you in the Zoom call. And we've got a few thank yous. Oh, Kevin's saying that. We're saying bye to Jayne. Oh, what Zoom link? Okay, it's in the comments. You don't know about the Zoom link? Oh, okay. I'll put it in here again. Here it is. Now just click on that Zoom link. Okay? We'll see you there.